Before any of you will understand the issue we are addressing today, you will first need some background information. Therefore, I proudly present to you a brief history of Scotland. As we all remember from our English literature classes, Celtic groups called the Picts inhabited the British island until around the 1st century BC. Scotland at this time consisted of hundreds of little kingdoms who were all constantly fighting. When the Romans entered the British island, they were not interested at all in these barbaric Celts and decided to build the Hadrian Wall to protect them from these people. This Hadrian Wall extended from the far east to the far west of the country. Many centuries went by, the Roman Empire had long gone, and now we have arrived in the early Middle Ages. As missionaries were sent to the island to convert the population to Christianity, Saint Columba, an Irish abbot, turned to the King of Picts, who decided to convert to Christianity in 563. This king then takes over the part of Scotland where the Celtic Scots were living, and united his kingdom into one big Christian Scotland. We skip a few centuries to arrive in the High Middle Ages, in 1290 to be exact. The House of Dunkeld dies out, leaving many people who could be heir to the throne. Edward I, King of England, is therefore asked to appoint someone as a king. This king, John Balliol, is consequently bound to act like an English liegeman rather than an independent Scottish king. This is the mere beginning of an era in which England desperately tries to gain power over Scotland, and Scotland desperately tries to remain independent. We speak of an independence war, led by William Wallace and Robert the Bruce. But after 3 centuries of struggles, the Scottish and English crowns are unified in 1603, when King James VI of Scotland becomes overall monarch of the British Isles, and therefore is named James I. In 1707, the Act of Union was cemented by Scotland and England's political union, forced on Scotland in part by a financial crisis following the abject failure of its colony in Panama. All political power now moved to London, but Scotland retained its own legal system, churches and universities. But Scottish nationalists claimed the Scottish signatories were bribed, and poet Robert Burns wrote, "We are bought and sold for English gold, such a parcel of rogues in a nation." Many Scots were unhappy with the Union, leading to many uprisings. In the 1800s, Scotland's economy strengthened, its cities boomed, and its citizens took a leading role in the British Empire, and the demand for a Scottish government grew. After several failed attempts at Westminster, notably in 1913 and 1979, a Scottish Parliament was finally re-established in 1999 in Edinburgh, with wide-ranging policy-making and legal powers, but dependent on a direct grant from London. Still, nationalists remain unhappy and many Scots want more independence. The Scottish National Party was the party to give a voice to those who wanted independence, and in May 2011, Salmond and the SNP unexpectedly won an historic landslide victory, giving the Nationalists finally majority control of the Scottish Parliament, enabling the First Minister to demand an independence referendum. So what now? Well, the current political situation is as follows. 59 members of Parliament represent Scotland in Westminster, and a 129-member Scottish Parliament is situated in Edinburgh. This government, however, only has power over agriculture, education, environment, health and justice, and not things such as economic affairs or foreign affairs. Scotland has 6 representatives in the European Parliament. Now, the Bill of the the referendum has passed, we can only wait for the 18th of September, when the referendum will take place. According to the site whatscotlandthinks.com, current statistics show a yes vote with 30%, a no vote with around 50%, and an I don't know it yet vote with around 20%, but each fluctuate too much to determine what will be the outcome. So for now, we will just have to wait and see what happens next. I hope you've been well informed by this short history lesson and that we gave you a new insight on Scotland's referendum. Bye!